Hey folks, welcome to this week's edition of BrushPile Fishing. We're on Cypress Springs here in Texas, and today I'm going to be fishing some shallow water techniques with Brian Carter of the B&M Pro staff. So you stay tuned, we'll be right back with BrushPile Fishing.
Many people look at a lake and feel a sense of calm serenity. Crappie fishermen feel the heart-pounding anticipation of the thump. That's why host Russ Bailey is addicted to crappie fishing. It's this addiction that takes Russ from the Midwest to the Deep South in search of the best lakes, techniques, and patterns from some of the best crappie anglers in the country. Right here on BrushPile Fishing.
Hey folks, welcome back to BrushPile Fishing. We're at Cypress Springs here in Texas with Brian Carter. Brian, how's it going today?
We're doing great. Welcome to Texas. Glad to have you down here. I know it's a long trip, but we're going to make it worth your while today.
You know, we've talked about putting this show together for what, 3 or 4 years, ever since we were at ICAST together.
Yep.
And it's finally coming together. Can you tell the folks at home what we're going to be doing today?
Yeah, today we're here on Cypress Springs, a small 3,600 acre lake up in northeast Texas. And we've got a little post-spawn pattern. We'll catch a few spawning fish, but we're going to be up catching fish really shallow, 1 foot to 3 foot on a jig and bobber, 16th ounce jig. Small bobber. We're going to be up inside some coves. We've got a little bit of wind today. We'd be there anyway, but we're going to be up in some shallow coves. Should be a great time. We're not going to fish any deeper than 3 foot. We ought to have some great fish for the show today.
I love shallow water fishing, bud.
Yeah, it's going to be here. Yeah.
All right, folks, we're going to hit the water and see what we can do. Hey folks, welcome back to BrushPile Fishing. If you just joined us, we're on Cypress Springs here in Texas, and we are doing some shallow water jig and cork fishing. I'm with Brian Carter from the B&M Pro staff. And Brian, we are just getting started this morning, and this is my style of fishing, bud.
Yep, this is a great time of year to do this. It's really the only time of the year we get the advantage of fishing really shallow for crappie. We've got probably about 2 more weeks of this bite, and it'll be over. So we've got water in the upper 60s. We're gonna have weather in the 80s, light winds. So it's a perfect day to be doing this.
You know, this is one of those lakes. Texas has so many world-renowned lakes, and you don't hear about this one.
No, it's a small lake, again, less than 4,000 acres, a very small populated lake for boaters. So, you know, we'll kind of have the water to ourselves today.
Awesome. Nice morning so far, like you said, light winds. Nice warm morning back here. And just nothing like watching that float disappear.
No, I don't care how old you are, a cork going down brings back the boy in all of us.
You bet. Nothing fancy today, folks. Small corks. We've got mustad jig heads and got some bonehead plastics on there, using a couple different ones, and we'll talk about those here in a little bit. And we are fishing shallow. As a matter of fact, I'll show you right there, about as deep as we're going to fish this morning.
Our local club here, Crappie Anglers of Texas, had a tournament here, and we have one. Usually that tournament has gone to the winter time, and this lake in the winter time, as a lot of lakes in Texas, the crappie go down by the dam and suspend in about 25 to 30 feet of water. But we won't have to fish that deep today.
You know, you talk about that crappie club. There we go. Oh, there's a nice fish to get us going. That's a white crappie. We're going to catch predominantly white today?
We're going to catch a little bit of, probably 80% will be white crappie.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's a white crappie. We'll catch mostly those today. Again, that's on a jig and bobber in about 18 inches of water. And we'll catch some fish larger than that today, but it's a good start for the morning.
Sure. Yeah. Hey folks, welcome to today's BrushPile Gear Check. Cypress Springs, shallow water with a bobber. You know that's my style of fishing. And what we use today, we start out with the pole, the Sam Heaton Super Sensitive 7.5 footer by B&M. We went with the Pro Series reel by B&M. Nice little spinning reel. Now, one of the things that Brian did different, he goes with a 10-pound test line because we're in a lot of heavy vegetation and it pulls that jig out. So we went with a 10-pound test line. As far as the jig, we had 1/16 ounce must-head jig heads and a stump bug by Bonehead. That was the jig of the day. They absolutely tore these things up. We switched colors a couple times, but that's the jig that we used. And one of the keys, we wanted to keep that. We were fishing shallow water, so we wanted to adjust that depth when we needed to. So we went with a small cork. And the good thing, you've seen me use these corks before, folks, these ice floats or teardrop floats. You've got a toothpick in it to peg it. You can move it just like that, and you've changed your depth. So if those fish went a little bit deeper, it wasn't a big hassle. Move that down, you're good to go. Shallow water all day long, you can't beat the old jig and cork combination. And that's today's brush pile gear check.
You know, Cypress Springs does not have standing timber on it, so it's primarily a brush pile and boat dock fishing. But then there's 3 lakes connected here. There's Cypress Springs, and right up here on the other side of the dam is Lake Bob Sandlin, which has boat docks and standing timber. And then the 3rd lake up is Lake Monticello, which is a power plant lake.
Okay. You know, we were heading out to this spot, and you were talking that everything, seawalls, docks, everything has to be wood to live here.
Yes, you'll notice today that all the retaining walls, all of the boat docks, they have a restriction for the use of wood only on anything that touches the water.
No kidding.
So there'll be no metal. I'm not quite sure what the reason for it is. That's just the restriction they have on this lake, but beautiful lake, beautiful homes.
Yeah, we saw some
There
of
he
those.
is.
We saw some of those coming out here.
You gonna get him?
I'm sitting here talking to you.
These fish love to spawn on a sandy bottom. Just holds the eggs better. We're back here in this cove, which is blocked off from a lot of the wind and wave action, so it just creates a really calm area for these fish to take care of their springtime business.
When is normally, on a decent year, what time of year do you guys have your spawn?
It can start as early as the 2nd week of March. You know, by then our water temperatures are already in the mid-50s, and so especially this year, this was an exceptionally warm winter. We actually did not have a freeze in February, which is normally our coldest month, and so the water actually warmed up a little bit earlier than by the end of February. We had mid-50s, but by the middle of March, by spring break through I would say 3rd week in April or so, then this shallow bite will be here. And then after that, it'll be the standard drop off into brush piles in 6 to 15 feet of water, and fish that through June and July. And then in August, our water temperatures will be up in the 90s, low 90s. So then it'll be, 15 to 20 feet of water.
Every time I go to talk, yeah, there's a nice fish.
There's a good fish. Yes, sir.
There's a good white fish.
Yeah. That'll be a better grade of fish of what we're after today. 13-inch white crappie. That's a female that's in the middle of spawning. So she's up in here
Still
taking
has
care of the
some
business
eggs.
just like she's supposed to be. We'll catch a lot of dark males today too, but yeah, beautiful fish. That's what we came here for.
B&M Poles. The #1 crappie pole company in the world. Whether you are jigging, trolling, pulling, or pushing, B&M has your pole. 3rd-generation family company with over 7 years experience. Home to the Bucks Graphite Jig Pole, the first and best-selling graphite jig pole in the U.S. for over 35 years. Visit bnmpoles.com for yours today.
Want more trucks for less bucks? Buckeye Ford is your truck headquarters. Work or play, we have the truck for you. F-150s, F-250s, F-350s, and F-450s. We know trucks, and you'll always get top dollar for your trade. Get the truck you need today for less bucks at Buckeye Ford and shop over 200 new Fords and tons of pre-owned cars and trucks 24/7 at BuckeyeFord.com. Remember, you'll find more trucks for less bucks at BuckeyeFord.com. More trucks, less bucks. BuckeyeFord.com.
Driftmaster rod holders. Whether you are pushing, pulling, or organizing, Driftmaster has you covered with products that are made in America. We can rig any boat for any technique from front to back. Driftmaster, for the way you fish.
This episode of BrushPile Fishing is brought to you by Bonehead Tackle, Catch More Fish, Gamma Line, Driftmaster, Crappie USA, Buckeye Ford, Southern Pro, War Eagle Boats.
Bass?
Nope, crappie.
He was out of ways, wasn't he?
He was out on the end of that little flat there. Another typical white crappie, another female up here spawning. Yeah, right there. Boom.
There we go. That's not a bad fish. Not bad at all.
Come here, fish.
He got a little fight
Yeah.
in him. Look at there,
I
folks.
tried to knock him off. I couldn't do it.
Man, and we are fishing super shallow water right now. Look at that.
There we go.
Super shallow water.
That's a fish right there,
Oh,
Russ.
Nice.
That's worth the drive.
You know what it
Hook
is?
set right in the roof of the mouth
Yes, sir.
on a
Look
bonehead
at
tackle
there.
jig. Nice. Throwing darts right there, Russ. There he is.
There you go. Come out of that shade, didn't he?
Good fish right there. There you go. Yeah, when you're in the right spot and you've got the right bait, that's how deep that crappie is going to take that jig, all the way in the bottom of his mouth. There he
we
is.
go. Same
Right
place.
up close.
Same place.
There we go.
Look at there. They are healthy. Good size across the back. Oh. So Brian, we made one pass on one wall. Caught some pretty nice fish. So now we're on wall number 2.
Wall number 2, we've gone on the east side, and now we're going to try the west side.
What kind of limits do they have here?
Statewide is a 10-inch minimum length and 25 fish per person. There has been some talk on the Parks and Wildlife website and Facebook page over the last year of trying to do some things like they've done in Mississippi, where they've taken a few lakes that have some larger fish and putting a larger length limit on them.
Okay.
You know, like Grenada and some of those lakes that go to a 12-inch minimum. And so I don't know if that's going to come down the road, but there's a few lakes here that it would be neat to see if they would try that on and reduce the limits and increase the size.
Folks, as far as the rods we're using today, Sam Heaton, super sensitive.
7-foot, 2-piece rod. So we've got that Sam Heaton paired up on B&M Poles Pro Staff reel, spinning reel, and we've got that paired up with some 10-pound monofilament. And we run a 10-pound, a little bit heavier than what we might be fishing on this technique, just because if we do happen to throw up in there and get hung in some grass or reeds, we can pull that jig free without going up in there and potentially disturbing a place where those fish are spawning.
Right.
If we can't catch them, we certainly want to preserve them and let them build out the crop for this next year. No real need for high-vis type line. Of course, that's popular in the crappie industry, and we've certainly got it on some of our rods, but today it's really just a sight fishing with the bobber. So,
Watching that cork.
yep. Oh,
There we go. That's
get that out of your way.
got to be a largemouth because that was right up on there.
That's a crappie right there, Russ.
Oh, yes, it is. Right on the bank was he, too.
I don't think that fish could get any shallower.
I'm amazed we didn't see his back in the water. You know it?
And look at the way he took that jig.
He was on the
On
bank.
the bank. On the bank.
Goodness.
That's a
And
beautiful
another. Look at that fish.
Can't even see the jig. Golly.
I couldn't have thrown any closer to the bank than that was. He was probably in 8 inches of water.
Yeah, the bobber would lay on its side and just take it.
Gosh.
That's beautiful. Beautiful male right there.
You know, this color of water. This
there
is
he
the
is.
color of water I like.
There we go. Oh, there's a double.
There we go. Love this slightly stained water. It warms up quick.
Yep.
Hey, we got a first double of the morning.
Go.
Right on that
Oh,
drop.
boom!
Right on
There
the
he is.
drop. Unbelievable.
That's better
3
fish
off
there.
the same. Yeah, it is.
Yeah. There
3
we
off
go.
the same drop off.
There we go. Folks, that's why you fish in a boat, so when the fish falls off, you still got him.
Another good white.
There it is.
Same spot, and as soon as it drops, bam, they're hammering it.
We've got a great little drop off right here, so we've got deep water right next to the bank. Of course, deep water today is 18 inches.
But those fish are right in that
They're
pocket,
right there.
ambushing that bait.
Yep.
When it falls, bam!
Jenko Fishing, a bass and crappie lure manufacturer specializing in custom hard and soft baits. Jenko takes crappie fishing to another level with its unique championship-proven products from its Big T lineup. 6 different rod platforms, lightest net in the industry, 4 soft baits with 16 colors, cranks, terminal tackle, and much more. Visit JenkoFishing.com to get what you need to succeed in this crappie fishing world.
Welcome to the world of Mustad. Legendary craftsmanship with over 180 years of experience with advanced designs and technology. Mustad is a name you can trust for whatever you fish for. The long-trusted classic and big game hooks, the innovative ultra-point designs, assortment of tools and jigs, or pre-tied rigs and accessories. Quality and durability are built into every Mustad product. Saltwater giants or freshwater trophies. Make your next trip more memorable with Mustad.
Step up your game and step into a War Eagle Blackhawk 2170. The Blackhawk 2170 gives anglers a tough aluminum hull with over 21 feet of stable, well-balanced fishing real estate. War Eagle, we build them tough for hunters who like to fish.
This episode of BrushPile Fishing is brought to you by Mustad, best-selling hook on the planet. B&M Poles, official pole of BrushPile Fishing. Jenko Fishing, Greater Grand Lake Region. NKT.TV, BrushPile Fish Attractant.
Folks, in this stained water like this, I really like using your pink and chartreuse combos.
Yeah, this was a lot cleaner water last week, but we had a pretty good rain on Sunday, and so it has really worked out to our advantage a little bit to allow that. It stained it up a little bit to allow those fish to get up nice and shallow as that bobber just showed us.
You know, folks, another thing, we're in a pretty narrow channel here, and we hit the other side first, now we're on this side. And we've caught fish on both sides, but one of the things to look for in a pattern too, sometimes those fish will just be on the shady side or just be on the sunny side. Just pay attention to what the fish are telling you. Today we've had it lucky. I mean, they're everywhere in here right now.
Yeah, we got to fish the shaded bank first thing this morning, and now we're fishing what's been in the sun all day. So yeah, sometimes it may just be a 1 degree difference because that sun's been on that water for a couple hours, but that 1 degree difference may be all those fish are needing in order to move up into the shallow part. You know, we may have fish out underneath us here in 4 feet of water, but not really a fish that we're targeting today, but that little warmer water may push those fish up shallow, what we're trying to catch.
Now, another thing, folks, this channel's so narrow, you know, you don't have to make big long casts. You can see I'm basically just like I'm dock shooting, just shooting short shots up here. Kind of pinpointing areas that you want to get it in. There we go. Oh, listen to that drag.
I hope that's got crappie attached to it.
I believe it does. See that?
I don't know, it might be a greenmouth suckerfish. It is. No, it's not. It's a big old dark male. We got him right there.
Oh, look at there.
There we go.
Look at the tail on that. There's the color of the male.
Beautiful dark spawning white crappie.
Nothing like hearing that drag.
Right in the roof of the mouth.
Nice fish, sir.
Incognito shot. Oh, there he is. That's a nice fish if that's a crappie.
Oh, please be.
Hang on to him.
I believe that's
I believe you've got
crappie.
something that's...
Come here.
Where are you?
Look at that. Woo! Did you see him jump like a bass?
I thought it was a catfish or something.
That was another one. Folks, if you can see those cattails up there, he was almost in them.
Yeah, they don't get much shallower than that.
Another good quality fish. Super, super shallow.
Tagging that jig. Can't even see it. Can't even see it.
Super
that
shallow
cast you made
fish.
was right in there. That jig came right off of that grass and one tick and it was over.
Well, that's what I'm saying. A lot of times, if you practice this shooting, you'll get into spots you know nobody else will try to get into.
Yeah. It's
Look
a matter
at
of
there.
inches in this game. Absolutely. Might be about the last fish we can pull out of here. It's shallow. Oh, there he is.
I got him, I got him,
All
I got
right.
him.
Sorry, tournament fishing, that's just a habit. If I'm the person who's not setting the hook is getting the net.
Catching a lot of different sizes here today too. That's good. Means they've had some good spawns and the fishing's going to be good for years to come. There you go. There's that drag noise again, folks. Oh,
That's got a little bit of a shoulder to him. I'm gonna keep that fish down. I'm gonna bring him right to you. There's a pig right there.
yes, look at there, folks.
There we go.
Woo, another dandy. Gosh.
He can't decide if he wants to be a black or a white crappie. He got a big old black spot on him right there.
Look at that. Good, healthy fish. Goodness. Right off that wooden wall.
Yep. Right spot, right time, and it'll produce that result.
Again, folks, just a wood wall, sand bottom, and those fish are laying right on that sand. There we
There
go.
he is.
In that shade.
That one's got some shoulders to him right there. Well, he's got one shoulder. No, he's got two shoulders on him.
Oh, yeah, he does.
There we go. That's worth the price of admission right there.
Nice, nice, nice.
Yeah. Big female up there spawning.
The new home for your fishing needs is boneheadtackle.com. Get all the latest product information. Shop our new and improved tackle shop. We have baits for crappie, bass, striper, sand bass, saltwater and terminal tackle, bait styles in slim stick, stump bugs, brush gliders, and bulk jig heads available. Check out our superior monoline, crankbaits for bass, and our top-of-the-line carbon fiber fishing rods. Bonehead Tackle, family-owned business with one goal in mind: make fishing more fun and help all anglers catch more fish. Get ready, get registered, get qualified for the 2018 Cabela's Crappie USA Classic, hosted this year on Lake Cumberland in Somerset, Kentucky. Crappie USA, the largest crappie tournament organization in the world, is giving you the chance to compete for over $100,000 in cash and prizes, including 2 Ranger boat packages powered by Mercury and Minn Kota in our amateur and professional divisions. Whether you're a seasoned pro or a beginner, take your fishing to the next level with Crappie USA and the Cabela's Crappie USA Classic. For great fishing, check out Grand Lake St. Mary's. Located in west central Ohio, if you're looking to land bass, catfish, crappie, perch, or bluegill, Grand Lake is the place for you. Check out greatergrandlakeregion.com. Introducing NKT.TV, a brand new solution for the cord-cutting generation. With NKT.TV, viewers enjoy viewer-specific programming, with the ability to pick and choose the channels you wish to subscribe to. Missed BrushPile Fishing this week? Catch it on NKT.TV, along with all your other Pursuit Channel favorites. NKT.TV offers dozens of network and channel options for you, the viewer, to choose from. So go ahead, cut the cord, and get everything you want with nothing you don't. Visit NKT.TV today.
This episode of BrushPile Fishing is brought to you by Bonehead Tackle. Catch more fish. B&M Poles, official pole of BrushPile Fishing. Mustad, best-selling hook on the planet. War Eagle Boats, Jenko Fishing.
All right, folks, want to talk about one more thing, and you've heard us talk about this on BrushPile before, but it's something I think is pretty important. No live bait today. We were just using a jig and a cork, and I want to talk about the hook set. As you could see, when we set the hook, it almost looked like we were bass fishing. You hear about the crappie mouth being a paper mouth, and you should set that hook nice and light. Get away from that. If you're jig fishing, your initial hook set, use it from your elbow to your wrist. Boom! Set that thing hard. What it does, it drives that jig right through the top part of the crappie's mouth. That's where that jig's going to stay secure. So hook set's pretty important. Set it hard. I don't think it's hooked good either.
I'll find him with the net.
I don't think
easy,
it's hooked good.
easy, easy, easy. Boom!
Yes! Oh! Woo!
Yes, sir. And the jig is out. That's why you net the fish. That's why you net a 2-pound fish right there.
Look at it, folks. Oh!
You know, Russ, we was just talking about that. We caught 3 males out of that one spot and said there's got to be a big female in there.
Dude, oh my gosh.
There she is. Let's see what that.
Look at that thing, folks.
Let's see what that goes.
We're probably in 1.5 foot of water up there. Oh!
There's your 2-pound fish on a jig and bobber, Russ. We've been fishing all day for that sucker, but there she is.
I'll tell you what, folks, that's the fish we're going to wrap it up with. We're not done fishing, but we're done with the show today. Brian, I have had a great time here, buddy, doing this shallow water
Hey,
fishing.
man, we're glad you could come down. enjoy these fish with us. We hope to have you back.
Tell you what, folks, I hope you enjoyed today's show. Texas is really an incredible place to fish. And again, beautiful fish, shallow water today. Had a ball. Folks, hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned, because we'll be back next week with BrushPile Fishing.
Oh, it was just on the bobber. There we go.
Little pockets, folks.
So Russ just caught a 209, and I just had my jig and bobber sitting out there while we were filming the fish, and I picked the jig and bobber up, and there's a fish on it.
Unbelievable.